Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your college basketball Fade the Public Elite Eight edition for this Saturday, March the 25th. The Elite Eight is here. We're down to the final 8 teams on Saturday and Sunday before the Final Four is set next Saturday in men's college basketball. I'm going to take a deep look at both Elite Eight games here for Saturday night, and we're going to also let you know which way, of course, the public is leaning because this is a Fade the Public edition of the college basketball tournament. Quick reminder, now is a great time to be on board an all sports 7-day package. Not only are you getting college basketball, you get my Elite Eight best bets for both Saturday and Sunday. I've got some strong best bets lined up for this weekend. You're also going to get the NBA on a daily basis, number one ranked in 2023 in the NBA at WagerTalk.com. In the past 2 years combined, number one ranked in both college and pro basketball sides combined the past 2 years. Nobody sees basketball better. Nobody gets better at basketball than this time of year. Excellent time to get on board. But don't forget baseball less than a week away, opening day next Thursday. And it's the first time since 1968 that every Major League Baseball team will be playing on opening day. It's the first time ever that we've had 30 teams playing on opening day. So if you get a 7-day all access right now, you're getting baseball included. And the reason I bring that up is I've got a special promo code here on this video, instant $25 discount on any 7-day package with promo code BRACKET25. BRACKET25. Instant 7-day discount, $25 discount on any 7-day package. You can do college only, pro basketball only. You could do baseball only. It will start next Thursday. It starts when the games start. But the best deal is at all sports because you get every play every day for every sport. Instant $25 discount, bracket 25, Steve Merril, wagertalk.com on any 7-day package. All right, let's get to the two Elite Eight games for this Saturday. They're both on the nighttime card. They're both on TBS, national TV, by the way, not CBS. They're on TBS if you're trying to find them. First game goes at 6 o'clock Eastern. We're in the East Regional Final at Madison Square Garden, and it should be a good one. Both of these games should be good, by the way. As of Friday, both lines are at 2, so it should be very competitive games. And we're going to look at first Florida Atlantic, Kansas State. Florida Atlantic's been very good to me and my clients. We've used them as best bets in all 3 tournament games so far. We've gone 2-1. The only time they didn't cover was against Fairleigh Dickinson. They won the game but did not cover as a huge favorite. I thought coming into the tournament, Florida Atlantic was underrated. I also thought Kansas State might be underrated, though, because nobody was liking them as a 3 seed. And I fully get that because they probably didn't deserve to be a 3 seed. In fact, even after winning against Michigan State, coming into the Elite Eight, they're not even top 20 in the KenPom rankings right now. Florida Atlantic's actually ahead of them in the KenPom rankings by 4 spots, about a half a point higher. In the Sagrigans, though, they're about 2 points lower, and that's really usually what the point spread is based on, is that set of power ratings. And that's why we do see Kansas State as a 2-point favorite. Very little line movement as of a Friday afternoon when I'm doing this video heading into the weekend. Total did open around 144. We've seen a little bit of money to the over 144.5. And I think that makes sense because the public is leaning towards both Kansas State and Florida Atlantic. In fact, early numbers are looking like Kansas State could be a pretty public side in this game. And I guess maybe the reason is because they had that back and forth game against Michigan State. The public, was somewhat on K-State in that game, as I mentioned. I thought there was some sharp money on Michigan State, but as I mentioned in my video Thursday, the public was leaning towards Kansas State, even though the Michigan State line had gone higher. I thought there was a sharp square divide there. Kansas State gets it done in overtime, never in doubt. Noel has the best game ever from a point guard. It breaks the NCAA tournament record with 19 assists. He gets that late layup to get to 20 points. Can't play much better. And don't forget, he injured his ankle in the second half, continued to play through it. You got to wonder how that is. He should be good. I'm assuming he's good, but it's going to be very hard for him another game like that against a Florida Atlantic team that's very good at both ends of the court. Florida Atlantic is a top 30 both offense and defensive efficiency. Kansas State is actually only 35th on offensive efficiency. So both teams are pretty equal defensively, but Florida Atlantic the slightly better efficient offense, and that's why they are ahead at least in the KenPom rankings. And this should be a good competitive game that most likely goes down to the wire again with that 2-point spread. You just got to wonder how much Kansas State has left in the tank. Now, Florida Atlantic had to pull the second half comeback against Tennessee. They were down 27-22 at halftime, but it was misleading. I was feeling pretty good about that Florida Atlantic best bet at halftime. They were down by 5 against the best defensive team in the country, and they'd only shot 3 for 14 from three-point range. Now, of course, Tennessee had the best three-point defense in the country, but I thought it was a little flukish because 7 different players from Florida Atlantic had attempted a 3 in that first half, and 3 or 4 of them were wide open misses. This is a really athletic team. They've also got size down low with the 6'11" big man who's got a 7.5-foot reach. This could be a tough game for Kansas State, and you just wonder what they have left in the tank both emotionally and physically after the overtime game against a physical Michigan State team. So once again, the public is overlooking that though, and they like Kansas State in this game. Public is on Kansas State. Also, public is leaning over the total in this one. Once again, the public normally leans towards the favorites and the overs, but Kansas State does look like a little bit more than just a normal public lean in the early game at 6 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. All right, one other game in the Elite Eight. Don't forget, I might be back on Sunday. We'll see if we get everything worked out, but I might be back with an additional Elite Eight video for Sunday. So hit the bell. When you hit subscribe, hit that bell for instant alerts when these videos go live here on WagerTalk TV. But let's finish out the Saturday Elite Eight here. And I am doing this video on Friday afternoon, so we don't have the Sunday matchups yet. That's why I'm doing Saturday games only. But the West Regional Final is Saturday night in Las Vegas, and this should be a good one. We've got the 4-seed Connecticut against the 3-seed Gonzaga. In this case, though, the lower-seeded team, Connecticut, is the 2-point favorite. Open to, it's remained to, although I have seen some of the sharper international sports books start to shade at 2 minus $1.15 on Friday. So I do think there's a good chance Connecticut's going to move to 2.5 by the time this game tips off on Saturday evening. And the other reason I say that is because the public is leaning towards UConn as well. Not quite as much of a lean as they are towards Kansas State, but the public is on UConn also in this game. And once again, they're leaning towards the over as well. Not a surprise. Gonzaga, the most efficient offensive team in the country. And what a crazy game against UCLA. I was feeling pretty good about UCLA, who we had in the Final Four, also had as a best bet when they were up 46-33 at the half. And the reason I was feeling even better about it is that Gonzaga had shot 61% from the field in the first half, and we're still losing by 13 against the second best defensive team in the country in UCLA. Well, the Bruins, though, went ice cold offensively, didn't score for over 10 minutes, and still probably should have won the game. Gonzaga takes almost a half-court three there at the end to get the winning shot when they were down by 1. Didn't think it was a smart shot. It was beyond NBA range. It went in, though. Otherwise UCLA gets the rebound, probably gets 2 or 3-point win. So that game really changed late there. But UCLA's offensive problems, obviously, is what did them in. UConn, though, is a more stable offensive team. UCLA was second defensively, but they're only 21st on offensive efficiency. UConn is the third most efficient offense in the country, and they're 13th on defense. In fact, I've talked about this back on the Thursday Sweet 16 video, that coming into the Sweet 16, only 3 teams in the country were top 15, both offense and defensive efficiency in the KenPom rankings. That was Houston, UConn, and Texas. Even Alabama was just 18-3 on offense defense. So this is a very balanced UConn team that, as I've said quite often, was vastly underseeded as a 4-seed. They came into the Sweet 16 as the 4th team overall in the KenPoms. Now they're the 3rd team overall as of Friday before the other Elite 8 games, before the other Sweet 16 games have taken place. And keep in mind, when I do my top 25 videos during the regular season, UConn had fallen outside the top 20, and they were still top 6, top 7 in the power rating. So once again, they've been an undervalued team. The odds makers are now showing that they understand that, though, by making them a 2-point favorite. The public is also on board here. And part of that reason is probably because Gonzaga did not look good in that first half, and we're a little bit fortunate to come back and win that game against UCLA. Now, as I mentioned, though, the Zags are the best offensive team in the country, but where Connecticut has a pretty good edge here is on defense, 13th versus 73rd. Gonzaga was 75th heading into the UCLA game. They're now 73rd overall in adjusted defensive efficiency. That's been their Achilles heel this year. But once again, when you're as good as you are offensively, like Gonzaga, you can definitely score some points and win. And by the way, looking back Thursday, we had 2 situations, those 2 late games. Both Gonzaga and Florida Atlantic were the higher-rated offensive teams over Tennessee and UCLA, the top 2 defenses in the country, and they both won outright as underdogs. We'll see if that repeats itself here on this Saturday. Once again, Gonzaga and Florida Atlantic once again find themselves as underdogs despite being the higher-rated, more efficient offensive team in each game. Once again, that game's the late game at 8:45 Eastern, also on TBS. Public, once again, leaning towards both favorites and the over in both games on Saturday in the Elite Eight. All right, if you found the video useful, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, a like. Also, leave me some comments below. Let me know who you have winning these 2 games. Who do you see advancing to the Final Four? Let me know how your bracket's doing. Even if you did a Sweet 16 bracket, let me know how that one's going. And don't forget, hit subscribe and hit that bell for instant alerts just in case I come back with a special Sunday video for the Elite Eight as well. And also, don't forget to take advantage of that 7-day promo code and get an instant $25 discount on any 7-day package when you use Bracket25 at checkout. Now, you can do college basketball only. That'll get you my Elite Eight best bets for this Saturday and Sunday. Also get you into next week as well. Or you can do the basketball with the NBA only, my #1 ranked NBA in 2023 at WagerTalk. or do the all sports, because here's the best deal. You get both college and pro basketball every day, and I'm number one for the past 2 years combined in college and pro basketball sides at Wager Talk. But you also get the start of the baseball season, which first pitch is next Thursday, opening day. All 30 teams are playing. And don't forget, number one the last 2 years combined with MLB totals at WagerTalk.com as well. So not a bad time to try out a 7-day all access and get both college and pro basketball every day, plus baseball along the way, and get an instant $25 discount at checkout when you use promo code BRACKET25. Bracket25 on any 7-day package. Instant $25 discount. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get to my page quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on Twitter. And I'll be back with more videos all week long here on Wager Talk TV. We'll try to do a Sunday Elite Eight, and we'll also plan on having a Final Four video, so be sure to hit subscribe and hit that bell for instant alerts. Leave me some comments below. Enjoy the games. Best of luck, and I'll talk to you again soon right here on Wager Talk TV.